Hi, I'm Dan Friel. I'm a critical care transport nurse here at Penn State Hershey Medical Center, and this is the newest addition to the Life Lion program, and I'd like to take a minute to show you around. Welcome aboard. This is the medical interior of the newest Life Lion helicopter here at Penn State Hershey Medical Center. And so to give you a little bit of a tour around the aircraft, we'll start up here at the head. And what we've been able to do when we designed the interior of this aircraft is design it for maximal use of space. We don't have a lot of room to work back here, so all of the equipment that we spec'd out and the equipment that we're able to obtain now is much smaller and lighter than it used to be in the past. This heart monitor or cardiac monitor up here is a ProPac MD and is becoming the standard really in this industry, and it is much smaller and lighter and more functional than any similar pieces of equipment we've had in the past. This allows us to monitor multiple parameters of the patient's vital signs. It allows us to transport this much easier and strap it to the rest of our equipment and weighs much less than it used to, but still fully functional. This is the airway section of the helicopter, and it's designed to be at the head of the patient where we are when we're sitting here, that we have maximal access to the patient's airway. Up here is the ventilators, and as I talked about having newer and lighter equipment, this ventilator is probably 5 or 10 pounds lighter than the last ventilator that we had. It's much easier to remove and transport, and only weighs about 8 pounds or so. This is the control panel that we use to control the functions of everything in the back of the aircraft. And what it does is it allows us from 2 separate positions to control oxygen, air, electrical power, and vacuum and suction. So what we have here is a communications panel next to that, and what that allows us to do is to talk to the physicians in the emergency department when we have a patient on board. It also allows us to talk to the fire departments, the police departments, and the first responders on the scene of an accident. Storage and configuration of our equipment is kept in these drawers. Certain things, extra medications and certain patient pieces of equipment that we need for monitoring, blood pressure, NG tubes, oxygen accessories, things like that are kept in these drawers. We also have a special drawer that's kept warm all the time at 104 degrees, and that's designed to keep our IV fluids warm for our hypothermic patients and certain pieces of equipment that we want to keep warm for pediatric and neonates.
My name is Drew Yoder. I'm a critical care transport paramedic with Life Lion. And today I'm going to be talking to you about the newest technology we have to offer here at Life Lion, which is video laryngoscopy. What it consists of is a high-resolution video screen. It has a laryngoscope with a light and a camera on the end of that. This allows us to view the anatomy of the airway and assists us in placing the endotracheal tube. It takes a lot of the stress out of intubation, so when you're at 3 a.m. intubating somebody upside down in a car, it really helps take down the stress of it, allows you to properly identify the anatomy of the airway and place a tube. This is a mannequin, so we'll pretend that this patient has been properly sedated and paralyzed for intubation. So I'm going to go ahead and intubate. You can watch on the screen here, and we'll view the anatomy of the airway, and we'll pass an ET tube into the trachea. So we're inserting our blade, we're locating our anatomy in the airway here. All right, we found the trachea, and now we're going to place the ET tube. You'll see the ET tube emerge in the camera and go into the vocal cords. The balloon's passing through the cords, and the tube is seated in the vocal cords. So at this point, we can videotape that. We can take a still photograph of that for proper documentation for our charting.
1938.
There's going to be traffic, Life Lion 1 at the...
Hello, my name is Doug Turk. I'm Chief Pilot with Life Lion Air Medical Service. I'm going to give you a look inside the cockpit of our newest aircraft. We've made some upgrades, and I think you're going to like what you see. Okay, here we are in the Life Lion pilot's office. This is where we do our work, and we're really proud of our cockpit. The displays right in front of me are what we call flight instrument displays that tell the pilot the attitude of the aircraft, the airspeed, the altitude, and so forth. Then over to the center is our avionics display. It's a one-stop shop for all of our communications, navigation, situational awareness that we've incorporated, and this is the newest and latest, greatest addition to our cockpit. Right now it's on a what we call a topographical display, and it actually shows exactly where the helicopter is right now. We can focus in on it, and as we move in we can see that the helicopter is sitting on the pad at the hangar of the Hershey Medical Center.
I'm Michael Johnson with Penn State Hershey Medical Center. I'm the Director of Maintenance with Life Lion. This is an AS365 N2 model. It's a Eurocopter. It's a French-made aircraft. It is one of the safest aircraft for EMS purposes. We have 3 full-time mechanics that are FAA certified and school trained to work on the airframe and engines of this aircraft. For the EMS industry, seconds count. Time is critical for transporting patients that are in need.